Alright, let's backtrack a bit.
I guess this is a vlog, documentary, I don't know. I'm at Dulles International Airport, about to be on a long-ass flight to India. I don't really know how to begin this video, but it'll be an adventure, that's for sure.
India usually isn't the first place that comes to mind when people want to take a vacation overseas. So why India? In my sophomore year of college, I was what we would call down bad. Depressed and anxious, I searched for answers, reading all the philosophy I could get my hands on. Eventually, it landed me here. Meditation calmed my brain, sure, but I found something deeper with it. These Buddhist and Hindu meditation methods, combined with intricate philosophies, showed an approach to spirituality that was both systematic and personal. One where truth was a personal matter. God could be known in different ways to different people. One with a scientific method that encouraged the seeker to not just believe what was being told, but to practice and see for themselves.
The teachers of the science of yoga, therefore, declare that religion is not only based upon the experiences of ancient times, but that no man can be religious until he has had the same perceptions himself. Yoga is the science which teaches us to get these perceptions. It is useless to talk about religion until one has felt it.
So when my mom said she was going to India for work and joked about dropping me off at an ashram, I wasn't joking.
I think we've always wanted our kids to be free thinkers. So as long as our kids believed in something and were rooted in something, we were okay. So my first thought when he said he wanted to come to India was, oh no. Only because I knew that I wouldn't be able to be with him the whole time because I had work. And so it meant that he would be solo for the better part of a week in a very unfamiliar part of the world.
A week wasn't going to be enough time, there's no doubt about that. But I decided to make the most of it. And we began in Patna. This was going to be something.
Landing in Patna with the hordes of people and crowded streets and no semblance of road rules and organization, I was only made a little more nervous because I'm like, oh no, he's going to go off into this on his own. When the tour guide showed up, I felt a little more comfortable because, number one, a tour guide showed up when he was supposed to, and he seemed like a very, very nice man, but I felt it important that I impress upon him the need for him to return my son to me at the end of the week in the same condition he found him.
After meeting with my tour guide Kumar and my mom begging him to make sure I'm safe, we headed to our first stop on the trip.
Whoa.
Sikhism was founded by Guru Nanak in the 16th century. Nanak is considered the first of 11 gurus, culminating with the eternal guru, the Guru Granth Sahib, the Sikh holy book. This temple, or Gurdwara, was the birthplace of the 10th guru, Guru Gobind Singh. The Sikh name for God is Waheguru, meaning wise teacher or wondrous Lord. Sikhs call upon Waheguru to guide them through spiritual enlightenment and liberation from the cycle of reincarnation. But Sikhism isn't about personal salvation. It's about selfless service. They're all about feeding the hungry, helping the needy, and standing up to injustice.
You come to this temple, and if you have this, that is the meaning to come here. Drinking there, then you must have food. You will experience it.
There was a sense of peace in this place, like a blissful blanket wrapped over me as soon as I stepped on the marble floors. Overall, they're pretty dope, and you can't beat those beards. My adventure had just begun.
there's a prayer wheel. The 8 spokes of prayer wheel represent the eightfold path of Buddha.
Yeah.
That's the reason Buddha left his home. He saw the
Sick
that
man, dying
sickness
man.
and old man, dead person, and then finally one monk. When he saw the monk, he asked his chariot, who is he? He says he knows that this life will get this kind of problems. So he want to overcome from all this. So he want to achieve enlightenment. So Buddha was thinking this is the best way to go and spend our life. So at the age of 29, he left his palace. He crossed one river and he took all the ornaments from his body and gave to his chariot.
You're probably wondering why I went halfway across the world to look at a tree. That's a valid question.
That's just a stupid
tree.
It's not just a
Tree. The Bodhi tree.
See, it's not about the tree, it's about what happened there. This is where Siddhartha Gautama attained enlightenment and became the Buddha.
The first floor was built by Asoka. Then the rest was built by Kumar Gupta in 5th century. Then it was destroyed by invaders and again it was restored by Alexander Cunningham.
Wow.
So Lord Buddha spent here 49 days. This is here you see, this is to commemorate that he spent 1 week here after enlightenment. Here. And this is where Buddha replied to a Brahmin that only by own deeds one becomes a Brahmin, not by birth.
Right.
And this is to commemorate that after enlightenment Buddha came here and he gazing to the tree for 7 days without blinking his eyes.
Wow.
He gave his gratitude to the Bodhi tree where he attained the enlightenment. So the Bodhi tree just behind the temple. See the wall here?
Yeah.
This wall was built in 1956. But initial one built in 3rd century BC.
Right.
Up to the first level. Then the second level built by different kings. Now I would like to take you first tree. The tree was cut by King Asoka's wife. Because Asoka, he didn't pay any attention to his own kingdom. Didn't pay any little attention to his own kingdom because he's doing the charity.
Right.
His wife was thinking if I will cut this, he might come back to the kingdom.
I truly felt like I was on an alien planet, and it was one of the most powerful experiences of my life. And then we had to go. So Ashok and I drove, getting to know each other despite the language barriers.
People come from other countries. We know a little bit of each language.
We ate at some of the finest restaurants in the countryside, with some lovely lavatories. I was pretty exhausted by the end of the day, but it's all good, because the next day we were off to the Ganges. The Ganges River is often dismissed in the West as something of a sewage river, which isn't entirely wrong, but this place has been making waves for millennia. This is a temple dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva. My personal favorite of the Hindu gods. As the destroyer, he's wiping the slate clean with cosmic dance. He's not destroying it out of evil. He's destroying the old so he can make way for the new. Besides destruction, he's also the god of yoga, meditating in the icy peaks of Mount Kailash. Oh, did I mention that he's a family man? Or that he smokes weed? Overall, he's pretty cool. As these kids say on the field trip,
Yes. America.
to the Hindu community, that's why they write it. The Hindus and the Buddhists are two offshoot of the one Arya Dharma. Buddhists, they don't accept this claim.
Yeah.
The last stop on the tour was the Dhamek Stupa, where the Buddha gave his first sermon. This would be the equivalent of where Jesus gave his Sermon on the Mount. Remember when I said the Buddha attained enlightenment at that tree? What does that mean exactly? Well, the Buddha is actually a title, meaning the awakened one. Awakened to what, you ask? Awakening to ignorance, discovering the true nature of reality, and cutting through all suffering. It was like the ultimate light bulb went off, and he attained nirvana, or supreme peace. The Buddha's teachings get called pessimistic, but if anything, they're realistic.
What the Buddhist tradition is telling us in plain English is that our minds are normally screwed up, and it's because it's screwed up that we experience so much stress in our day-to-day lives. The tendency of the mind to become unbalanced and warped is due to such mental afflictions as attachment, anger, and delusion.
I find his teachings to be relieving, if anything, like the ultimate weight off your shoulders. It's like he figured it all out, almost like he was enlightened or something. Oh, and I made a few friends here, and then I went home. So in my time in India, did I find myself inner peace or even complete spiritual liberation? No, of course not. But did I find a cool country that piqued my interest with its history and spiritual atmosphere? Abso-freaking-lutely.